Coming to you live from the darkest timeline, it's Rob Has a Podcast. Thank you for joining us for a special in all the worst ways edition of Rob Has a Podcast on a Tuesday night, no less. We got here together to watch The White Locust, and we saw a reality TV tragedy, a slow motion car wreck that we've been expecting for the last four and a half days. And we have to talk about it. And here with us, the hosts of the Pooya and Liana Lounge. It's Pooya Zavakili and Liana Boraas.
Thank you, Rob. I guess we're happy to be here.
Yeah, no, it's listen. This is a nice to see you both here, and very fun to get the chance to do a podcast with the two of you. Wish it was under better circumstances, but that was a tough hang tonight. But we're all here to talk about it together. All things considered, how are you both?
Could complain. Can't say can't complain tonight, but I think I've always felt this way with Big Brother or any show that has coverage on RHAP, Rob. When there's a bad episode or a rough patch, I know the podcast is like the big silver lining, whether I'm a listener or a podcaster on it, to make it positive or at least make a good thing come out of a very bad thing. And I'm hoping we can do that here together. And it's very fun to watch Liana's first crack at Big Brother 27 be the most intense moment of the season, essentially.
Yeah. And listen, it was a tense episode. There was high drama for sure. But at what cost, Big Brother? Because tonight we lose Rachel Reilly from the game. Almost certainly that there was maybe a glimmer of hope that maybe that the Pottery Barn rules were in effect here of you break it, you buy it, you fix it, Big Brother, okay? Somehow make this right. But even to have us here, not only is Rachel's game over, she's going to be talking live with Julie on Thursday. Assuredly, it does not seem like she is going back into the game. We did spend on I signed over the weekend an executive order making Monday a national day of mourning for Rachel Reilly. If you missed that podcast, you can check out Rachel Reilly Was Robbed, where we had maybe a dozen podcasters, personalities join us to mourn what was done to Rachel Reilly and how maybe Big Brother 27, maybe the franchise was done irreparable damage over these last couple of days. And by the way, if you can't help but avert your eyes, maybe our sponsor for tonight's episode could help you out. The makers of fine sleep masks from Manta Sleep. Use promo code RHAP27 for 10% off. All right. Liana, we haven't heard from you during not only the season, but this whole debacle. What do you make of all this?
Such a debacle. I echo what Pooya said, that coming on the podcast, I feel like us talking it through, maybe this is the finishing up those 5 stages of grief as we sort of process everything that happened.
One?
I think acceptance, and I don't know if I'm there yet, to be honest. Will I be there at the end of this podcast? Probably not, but we're going to try. I think for me, it's the combination of course, Rachel going, but all of the series of decisions that were made through the course of this twist. And we'll get into all of those pieces as we talk through the logistics, but it's so tough because I really was enjoying this season. And it just feels like such a big slap to the face in terms of the storyline progression and seeing, how these social interactions are going to play out. So it is a really tough way to come and step in and start this jury phase.
Yeah. Pooya, so you were on the update that wasn't an update on Friday when the feeds were down, but have you gotten the chance to talk about all this?
I have a little bit because I was live on stream Friday night when the feeds came on. So I did get my raw reactions there. Rob, I've never felt more blessed to have the feeds not be on for my update because I don't think I could have handled it, man. I don't think I could have been there on Friday to break the news to everyone and break everyone's hearts. It would have been brutal. But like Liana said, I truly think it's not just this one thing that's got me tripping. There's a lot of things that got me tripping tonight. And we'll talk about it because it wasn't just like the twist had so many elements that I vehemently disagree with. And so many things had to go wrong for it to be like, this feels like the worst case scenario of what was already a bad scenario that we were going to talk about tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, don't tease us. What do you got?
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, wait, well, he's got performance anxiety. You put him on the spot.
That's not the case. Okay. Okay. So where do we begin? I guess is the question.
I think, well, okay. So obviously I'm happy with the morning of the Rachel podcast. Right. And I think that we can talk about Rachel obviously as a character and losing her on the show. But I think we fundamentally have to start with the way that this twist was structured and the mechanics of how it was executed. Right. Because we have, which by the way, apparently is a month of madness.
The math isn't mathing because we have less than a month for the season, but it's a month of mayhem.
He's going to continue into Survivor. The mastermind shows up on the island. We have to deal with him there too. Like, no, please. No, thank you. But look, I think we're entering the jury phase. And the way that this twist worked was one person, turns out to be Ava in this situation, slides the little tikis and gets safety for the week, but does not have the opportunity to compete in the HOH. Additionally, as the way that this was structured, with the twist being, each time someone competes, a minute comes off the clock, not everybody got to compete for the HOH. So we had, in this particular circumstance, 4 people who also did not get to compete for the HOH. So that's 5 people that, couldn't compete for the HOH. And then we also lose somebody. At final. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Essentially at final 8.
By the way,
someone to go from 9 to 8.
Massive spoilers for those of you that only watched this episode and did not know what's going on beyond this because they didn't even see the HOH. But your point stands. I think that's wild.
Didn't they say that on the episode that the winner is going to be? Did they say that?
They did say the winner was going to be, but they didn't reveal who had the fastest time. Of course.
Right. Well, they were very
cared.
Annoying.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So that I think also just regardless of who goes home in this particular situation is just so incredibly stupid and so frustrating because even if it is, we've seen this shift over the years of Big Brother going from more of a social strategy game or from less of a social strategy game to more of a win comps, maybe kind of some strategy game. And I feel like this wasn't even either. Like it wasn't like certain people didn't even get to compete. The socialness of it was just a complete mess.
I don't know. Truly... They told me it was not just a competition, but it was also a social game.
In the words of a poet,
I wrote that down too.
In the words of a very real poet by the name of Ron Swanson, never half-ass 2 things, whole-ass 1 thing. And this was truly a half-ass of both elements. Like you said, half the people didn't compete. The whole point of a quote-unquote safety chain that people have, celebrated in the past is that a safety chain tests your social connections. Are you going to get selected to be safe? Can you then use your momentum to put the chain in an order where you get all the results you want? And so for this, it doesn't really work that way because you could be good enough to get picked 3rd and still lose because this is either not the comp for you or you're not given enough time anyway. And so in a weird way, it's not as social game reliant as possible. I will say, and this is probably the only negative thing you're going to hear me say about Rachel the whole night. This was clearly not Rachel's comp regardless. I think if Rachel had an extra minute, it didn't seem like she was going to get it done either way. At least that's what I felt watching it. But that's besides the point for me.
Right, and maybe there was a little bit of panic with the 3:30 as opposed to maybe
100%.
A little bit more time she wouldn't have, because I think that Morgan even said, whatever you do, don't go fast. And I think that maybe she was trying to go a little too fast and really sense the ticking clock. I'd love to talk a little bit about anything that we learned tonight that we didn't already know about this, because I think we had gotten a little bit of the TikTok of, how it all went down from the accounts of the players in the house. Pooya, did you catch anything in the episode that we didn't already know?
Well, I can tell you things that I didn't really know. And that was we knew, but we now saw the yank heard around the world, Rob, the arm grab. There's 3 of us here. We can talk about this.
Sure.
What level of harm was this to you? Was it a little harm? On a scale of a little harm to big harm?
Yeah.
Where was the harm?
If there was a part of this where Ava was harmed, I did not see it in the episode. I don't know if Ava has some pre-existing issue where somebody arm grabbed her way too rough in the past and she was reliving something. This did not seem like anything that was out of the ordinary.
Yeah, this is the level of urgency that my friends have grabbed me and be like, come on, move, we're crossing the street. Like, it's that level of, it wasn't like a malicious.
Do not grab Ava Pearl's arm ever.
I think, right, crossing into someone's personal space, like, you should never do it. Unless, like, you feel they feel comfortable with you. But yeah, I mean, just watching it, it didn't look like she was injured by any means. I think it's more just her using that because she doesn't like Rachel anyway, so she can use that as sort of a justification. I think what I learned was, what I had heard was that Vince had volunteered. Vince did one of these little I guess maybe I could do it. Then Ava's like, Vince, do you want to do it? And then he's like, yeah, I guess I could do it. Like, it wasn't, when you see everybody else with their arms straight up in the air, Vince clearly didn't volunteer in the same way.
It's Vince. That is Vince
his
being
way
at
of
his most
right.
Yeah.
So, I thought that Vince played a bigger role in all of this than I had understood from this, based off of so many different ways in which he ends up being, classic Weasel Vince and doing things that ultimately led to this outcome for Rachel, where he does that half-hearted, 3 people are saying, pick me first. And of course, Weasel Vince. And again, I can't fault him for being self-interested. But he's like, 6:30. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I'll do it. And Ava's like, Vince, is that a hand raise? Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay. Vinita Lip. How about that?
Who would have thought?
It is funny to just pass the buck to Vince. Like, let Vince squirm. I don't even care.
Get me out of here. Nobody will be mad.
Yeah. I did like that confessional from Ava. It was just like, I'm just gonna pass the buck to Vinny and let him screw this up. Because to be honest, even the way that the show portrayed it, because I was curious if they were gonna try to make somebody the scapegoat. And I do feel like Vinny of everybody maybe caught the most flack, because we got the confessional from him saying, well, I'm just gonna do what's best for my game. Like, I'm only thinking about my game. And so it sort of came from the process, like you said, Pooya, about starting that safety chain. Vince feels like really the one who started that safety chain in motion.
Well, yeah, we see it when Rachel's competing. At that point, Vince is gone already. Lauren has gone already. Morgan has gone already. And Keanu's still giving Vince lip for ruining this for him.
The lip.
Yeah, he's going to Vince with it. He's still blaming Vince for it. And I think because of the fact that it, like, from there on, it looked like it was a domino effect of you can see the through line of how we ended up where we ended up. Whereas with the Ava to Vince pick, it kind of felt like a what do you call it? Like a lateral move. It didn't really move any direction, but things started going all over once Lauren's at the wheel.
Yeah, because Vince wants to protect his 2 allies. He wants to protect Lauren and he wants to protect Morgan. And it's interesting that, Vince is with these 2 allies, and even, we've talked so much about the cheat mance inside the house, but not to say that he has any sort of like romantic connection with Lauren in the house. But it is interesting that there is sort of like this parallel other woman to his relationship with Morgan in the house. And we got to see that really on full display tonight.
Yeah. It's that meme of the guy looking back at the girl while the other girl's looking at him. It's that, but then week to week you can swap Morgan and Lauren in that equation. Yeah, it really feels like for Vince, he took the have my cake and eat it too approach. And it really came down to, I think Lauren is going to go up more than Morgan is, because Morgan and I have allies mutually together.
Yeah, it did feel like Vince's way up. Well, Lauren's in the most danger. So I absolutely have to save her. And then if I can get the guarantee that Lauren will pick Morgan, then that's what I'm okay with going ahead with. What was interesting, and I caught this in what Vince had said, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, but Vince had said he had 2 minutes left when he finished.
Yes.
Meaning that it took him 4.5 minutes, which technically Morgan had 4.5 minutes to complete. So like there's a universe where you are already starting to put somebody in danger at 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, but then Morgan said I had 1:50 left.
Right. No, I mean, she ultimately didn't end up being in danger, but this goes back to the format of the twist, where it's like, it's not the traditional safety chain in the sense that just the last person that's left over gets screwed. It's someone who fails the challenge. So whether you do or don't have enough time. So for example, 4 people didn't compete at all and weren't in danger. Now, to be fair, they don't get the option to be HOH. So maybe that's the downside that they get by not competing, but they never had to take that risk because you have this weird like middle window of time where you kind of want to try to hit your targets. So it's just such a weird game. Like, and Rob, to go back to your point about what the mastermind said, I wrote down the quote exactly. Social game will be the key to your salvation. I'm sorry, what? No, absolutely not. Because you have to, yes, sure, I guess social game, but you're also looking into that like middle window where somebody is going to go home.
And to further the argument, because I do know there's going to be some people saying, the contrarian might be like, well, it is social game because Will, the safest person in the house, no one put him up and he was safe. True, but then Will gets punished for that by not being allowed to compete in the next HOH, which opens the door for him potentially ending up on the block and being someone who at Final 8, through no fault of his own, couldn't compete for his own safety or his allies and now has to just take it.
Yeah, but then you have the argument of like, well, he can compete for veto and he can compete for the blockbuster. So, but I just think at this stage in the jury, that's so many competitions.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy.
Will not getting to compete for HOH is the least of our problems, Pooya. I don't know if that was going to really change too much. But I definitely hear what you're saying. And, you know, and maybe this is a little bit of a controversial take, but if this didn't end in the result of any player, let alone Rachel, like this would have ate. Like this was like a very exciting hour of television. It just didn't need to end with the elimination of any player, let alone Rachel. Not to belabor a point.
No, I actually think that that's totally fair. And I think that this was Taryn's assumption, Pooya, when you guys had talked about it on your tiniest live feed update ever, that was, you know, I assume Taryn was like, I assume they're going to change it because of course they're going to change it. They're not going to make it just an immediate elimination. And so I agree, Rob, like this was riveting. I mean, it was tough because it was like watching the car crash because you know the result at the end, but watching everybody scramble, it was kind of the excitement of a live eviction or a live double. But, you know, seeing the edited version of that, it just was so unfortunate that the mechanics worked in such a way that it purely came down to a maze.
And really, I think that they were trying to really steer into the concept of a parody of or an homage to the White Lotus, where the White Lotus begins every season with a dead body and you don't know who it is. And we even flash forward to everybody mourning the loss of some traumatic event that happened. And then we rewind to the beginning of the week or the night in this case. And then we see it all play out. So they really did a lot of things to set this up. And even Tyler was like great casting for the concierge of the White Locust.
It was perfect.
You didn't need to kick somebody out this way.
Exactly. We don't actually need a dead body at the end of this where we're all in mourning.
Yeah, this could have been a week-long mystery resort thing.
Or like that person goes on the block or something like that. And then it's it's two noms or something like that. I don't know. There's another way to do it.
See, the thing is, I already hate what I'm about to suggest, but I'm thinking of alternatives to this and everything by comparison is better. Remember once upon a time, Rob, a beloved Wurtenberger got dragged into hell by the Nether Gorgon?
Yes.
What if the loser of this is taken out, right? Not out, and then no, I hate it. Never mind. Scrap it.
Listen. There could have been there was maybe something you could have done, but not like this. But we do have something very special here tonight.
Please, I need it.
We are so grateful to get the chance to talk to this man joining us once again, Mr. Rachel Reilly. Brendan Viegas. Brendan, first off, I'm sure that you have heard so much from everybody, but we just can't say enough how incredibly bummed out we are about how this all played out.
I think that goes without saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I missed it. Sorry, I was putting my son to sleep. So it was, trying to catch the little bit of the end.
Did you catch the final minutes?
I did. I saw it. So, I mean, it was obviously very hard to watch. I know how Rachel feels. I think anyone who's ever competed on a reality show knows how you feel when you lose competition that you know is key to your survival. I mean, it felt a little bit better knowing, I imagined in my head that Morgan had kind of like thrown her under the bus or like she was targeting her. So I don't know. So seeing it play out, I understood what the understood what the logic was. I guess what I did wonder is was Morgan really not that worried about it? Rachel potentially going home. I don't know, because I thought I heard her say something about like she had 50 seconds left, and I did some quick math, and that's like 3 minutes and 40 seconds. So I don't know. I don't know why she wouldn't be worried that Rachel may not finish that, because I certainly would have if I had 10 seconds to spare with that, you know?
Yeah.
And also it's like if she really, really wanted her to stay, I guess in my head I kept thinking like, why didn't you spend more time talking to her through that route to make sure you didn't go a specific way or did go a specific way? You know, I don't know. I know.
Yeah.
But here nor there at this point, yeah, like I think also just the hardest part to accept is you got to understand how that house was working. 60 days, you know, not just Rachel playing a phenomenal game, but 60 days you've been in that house. You finally, there was 17 people. You finally reached the jury phase. Everyone's excited. We're playing Big Brother again. Here we are. We finally made it. And then this bullshit happens, you know, which I think was just, I don't even know. I mean, to say a misstep is really underscoring how bad they were, you know, for this competition. Because like you said, if they had just stopped at like the stupid shuffleboard and Ava was HOH, what was wrong with that? You know what I mean? As stupid as that competition was, like why keep going? You know? So it's I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
We didn't know exactly how Rachel took it. And of course we didn't get to see, you know, the live feeds. We don't know exactly what they cut out of the house and what choice words she may have had. But as far as what they showed on television, I thought she had such a classy exit, and to stand there and, you know, give that speech to the other house guests about like what she wants to see from them. I just thought that it was such a classy way that she handled everything.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, Rachel still is a huge Big Brother fan. Like she is, I mean, she loves the game. So I think that's why even people online were like, oh, you know, is she going to leave the house? Is she going to leave the jury house? She's that mad. I was like, no, because she respects the game too much. Like as much as it drives her crazy to sit in that house for 3 weeks and have to go vote for one of those people that don't deserve $750,000. She's gonna do it, because I think that for her would be the worst thing, is to think, you know, I mean, to spit on the game, you know. So I think she's gonna go through with it. She's gonna do it. But I mean, to me, I mean, everyone has talked this whole week, and thank you guys for the for the airing of grievances. I think
many grievances were aired.
Yes. Like I said, a Festivus for the rest of us.
Yes.
It helped. It definitely helped. I think because it was collectively, and it was such a shitty way for her to go out, for her playing such a great game. Feeds go down for so long. The viewers have no idea, or fans have no idea what's going on. And then again, I think what really upset me the most was just how she was, again, I don't know, why does Big Brother really have to always show my wife and try to portray her as a mean girl? Like that was what really bothered me, because was she fighting in that house? 100%. She's going to fight every moment that she was in that house. The whole Ava thing, as we saw tonight, I mean, Ava has nonstop trash talking her on the feeds about how she was like dragging her around and pulling her and touching her. And it's like, she made it out to be so much more than it was. What do you do in Big Brother? You got 10 minutes to talk, and this is your life on the line.
Right.
And the next decision may be the one that sends you out of the house, which it ended up being the one that sent Rachel out of the house. So that was that important for her to talk to her. So for her to like blow it up and like call her the B word, call her the C word as a result of all this was absolutely 100% ridiculous. That to me, that, like I said, it's like, I understand game, but doing the personal stuff, I can't. And it's been too much this season, especially after she's gone, right? You don't have the balls to talk about my wife in the house, but when she's gone, you guys are all real tough and real brave. So that is hilarious. So, and none of them will say it to her face, which is the best part. So I mean, like I said, it's a sigh of relief to have watched it and now it'd be over. I mean, that is literally how I feel, I think, at this point, because it was a lot less. It was a lot easier than I thought to watch, because I knew it was coming. Wasn't easy because I knew she was just gonna, you know, I knew what was coming. But yeah, it just sucked, because I don't know why they couldn't just do an HOH, do double eviction, you throw in a triple eviction, whatever you guys had to do, like have some Big Brother. But taking out that social component, like you guys, everyone has been saying this whole week, is why we watch Big Brother, and what's the point? You guys were Gail, Dan, Derek, you're so great. They were off the block. They made so many moves. They didn't have to win HOH. So great. They wouldn't survive here, you know. So what's the point of it? What's the point of talking about how great these players are if you don't give them an environment to play in? You know what I mean? Yes,
Yeah.
the comps, great. We love comp beasts. The Rachel definitely was that when she was in 12, 13, came back, played a different game. So, you know, I don't know. Like I said, looks like the ratings did drop tonight. So I
Oh.
don't. I saw a Twitter post
Yes.
right now that
Mhm.
said, "Well, on the brighter side, guys," and it was like a 0.13 as like a 0.7 something. It was last episode.
Yeah.
So I think people legitimately did. And I don't know. For me, I get frustrated seeing casual viewers say stuff about Rachel because that's what gets frustrating for me. Because I don't care if the fans that are watching live feeds, watching the show, know the game, are criticizing her. Okay. But when you don't know what's actually going on in the show and they portray these people as being completely different personalities than they are in the house, that's what drives me crazy. Because I've seen it before. It happens every season, but this year it seems to be happening exceptionally. You know what I mean? The Reilly thing was such a big deal. Nobody in the house had any clue. Everyone's villainizing Rachel for getting him out. Meanwhile, people are screaming from the rooftops outside the house, right? And then you have somebody like Ava coming across as, oh, this quirky, fun girl. Meanwhile, she's like just laying into Rachel when Rachel's not even there this week. Like, to me, it's disgusting. So, you know, and then I've heard some of the other stuff that's been said by Catherine and Kelly. And I mean, come on, you know? So like I said, I just want to get back to playing Big Brother. I mean, that's what I want. I want people that want to be in there playing Big Brother. We're having a safety competition and you're looking around asking for volunteers. I mean, are you kidding me? You know, like what kind of game is this? This is Final 9. It's not, you know, when they were asking for volunteers at like, I don't know, week 3, it was still stupid then, whoever was doing it, but Final 9, like you're trying to think about your own game. And is Ava thinking about Vince? Is she thinking that Vince is going to be the key to her getting to those final 2 chairs? I don't know. I mean, I just don't see the logic behind her picking Vince other than just being pissed at Rachel for taking her into the room to talk. I mean, come on. You know, I feel like an excuse. Truthfully, after all I've seen about Ava this week, I do actually think that it is a jealousy thing because she pointed out how now Rachel's gone, we're all gonna get more camera time. It's like, okay, this is another girl who's filming herself on TikTok, Instagram, doing all these videos outside of the house. So for her, it seems to be an attention thing. So again, you want to take out Rachel, you're pissed at her, you want to get her out of the game, then say it. Just own your game. This season, not one person has owned any move that they've made. And I do echo Keanu's sentiment in this season. He keeps saying, like, if you're gonna do it, just own it, you know? But these people don't want to own it. They don't want to own any move that they make. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, Rachel had such a complicated relationship with Keanu, and
Yeah.
then he also ends up being part of this story where this last night for her in the house doesn't go without her getting into at least one more argument with Keanu.
For old time's sake.
What did you think about and it seemed like that maybe it was a little bit even like a misunderstanding with Rachel and Keanu.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like I almost imagine like Keanu sees Rachel, and then Rachel trying to talk to Ava, and then gets like, oh, like I need to, like he's got this magnetism to go have to like, no, if she wants to talk to her, then I want to talk to her.
Yeah,
you know. So I don't know. I don't really don't. I can't. I mean, can anyone get inside Keanu's head? I mean, really?
Yeah.
Can you? Can you think what
it was
he's
like a
thinking any
mirror
given time?
image of when Vince was HOH, and then right
Yeah.
before he was about to make his final replacement nominee for the veto, where Rachel
Yeah.
went up to Vince's room, and then Keanu was like, wants to come in there. She's like, I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
to him.
yeah,
Hello.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it worked. So I mean, I guess honestly for me, I imagine just Ava plays way too personally in this game, and she's not actually thinking about what's best for her game. Because I mean, are we talking spoilers yet? Because
For Brendan, we allow it.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't want to jump the gun here.
Here, okay, yeah,
Do
don't
it.
get spoiled.
Okay.
People are like, oh, please don't tell me what happens. I'm so invested in Big Brother 27.
Yeah, if you're listening to Rob's podcast, you
Yeah.
obviously are you're getting spoilers at some point.
Please.
So I just think, I mean, the whole component to this game, because now, okay, I see, like, again, I see where they're trying to go with this, but now you're isolating who the potential HOH is, and you basically, those people who are off the block, okay, cool. Now you don't have safety, so there's like a limited pool of people to choose from now. I mean, when it was Final 9, it's like mind-boggling. And of
And we're
course,
gonna do Blockbuster on Thursday.
yeah, yes. I mean, all of it, all of it. And I mean, I don't even know. Like I said, it's like after I heard about Rachel, I legitimately had no idea who I would want to root for anymore, because I thought
Yeah.
Will and Ashley, but now Will and Ashley and Morgan are on the block. So I mean, this whole thing resulted in the fan favorites going home and getting nominated. So like, who in production was thinking that was a good idea? And why would you not imagine that Rachel would be a target in anything where you're picking people? You know what I mean? So granted, I understand Rachel thought she could get it, and maybe Morgan maybe she just misread that Rachel was going to be as athletic as she. Oh, is she a D1 athlete? I can't remember.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
and Taryn has made this point numerous times of, I think every single one of us in the fandom, maybe with some exceptions out there, when the feeds were down, that we tuned in at midnight, especially when we started to hear, okay, there's going to be an elimination. Everybody's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, as we got to make sure it's not Rachel.
Yeah,
How does
yeah,
production
yeah.
sit there and we're going to do an elimination? But what if we lose the person who's the face of the season?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I mean, and not just the faces, but driving the whole season, like the center point of everything that's going on in that house. And like you said, I heard you guys say it today or yesterday, but you want somebody in the end who's deserved to win this game, because otherwise you have a winner that nobody respects, nobody wanted, and everyone just says, "Oh, cool. Well, hope next season's better." And taking out Rachel was a big addition to somebody's resume, and they took that away from all of them. So it's like, not only did you rob us of a good player, but you robbed everyone else in the potential of having that on their resume to be able to say, "I took out the legend, Rachel Reilly. I did it. Like, I deserve to be here." And Rachel would have 100% voted for that person. You know?
Mhm.
Like, that's the thing. It's that even on a, in any aspect you look at it, whether you were a fan of Rachel or you were like, let's say, rooting against Rachel, you're not getting the Rachel on the block. For us, we're not getting Rachel
Yeah.
talking back to the HOH that nominates her. No. And that's the thing, Brendan. You mentioned, like, Rachel's portrayal as this, like, and some of the reception she's getting as like a bully. It's because Rachel has more passion in that house than all the other 16 house guests. And because she talks with such fiery energy, they're making it look like she's talking down to people, telling them what to do. It's like, I'm sorry, because no one else is speaking up, does that make her the villain? Like,
Right.
that,
Sorry she cares.
and has it. Sorry, she's acting like this is a 750,000 show she signed up for.
Right, and wants to play and wants to participate, right?
Yeah.
How
What
dare
a sin.
Yeah, and I want those people to tell me how the rest of the season goes, because I mean, you told me, you complained about Rachel. Now, what's your season going to look like? Are you tuning into live feeds? Because I'm sure it's a bunch of people sitting around waiting for the blockbuster, which is not exciting at all to watch. So they engineered the exact thing that they thought they were trying to avoid in overloading this front season, and trying to squeeze in as much with as many people as possible to get more drama, and leave that last little bit as short as possible, without realizing that they're gonna have to get rid of way too many people. I mean, tell me that they thought about this ahead of time. They're like, yeah, we'll do this and we'll do that, and we'll just eliminate this and eliminate that, and bing bam boom, it's fine, nobody will care. It's like, I really do think that they just don't care. Like, they don't care what the fans think.
So what did you expect to happen? Right? Like, that's what I would love to hear. I would love to hear this is how we think this is going to go, and this is why it's a good idea. What is that argument? Because I just don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, I don't either. And I know CBS. I know it's not anything beyond just them thinking, there's no way Rachel will go. I mean, I know that's what they're thinking, because
this is exciting.
Yeah, this will be. They'll love it. They love it in reindeer games.
Sure.
They'll love it here. So I mean, and the answer, would be honest with you, I remember seeing that in reindeer games, and I didn't even watch the entire episode of then Daniel going home. I remember thinking that wheel had to look kind of heavy. It reminded me of like the Wheel of Fortune wheel, which Rachel and I got to spin when the old CBS lot was still there. I think they may have bulldozed it by now.
Yeah.
But they used to have the wheel. So I was like, oh man, I want to grab it. And you're like, dang, this thing's kind of heavy.
The Price is Right wheel, or the Wheel?
The Price is Right wheel, not the
Yes.
Wheel of Fortune wheel.
Yes.
Yeah, Price is Right. Yeah. So I mean, and I could tell when they're moving around, like, it takes a moment for that thing to get going. So it didn't look that easy. But yeah, I think I think Rachel probably overestimated that 3.5 minutes, but I think Morgan, I don't know what she was thinking. Like they just like, oh, it's no problem, you're fine. Don't you got a girl? Like, I mean, if this is your person, like this is your alliance member,
Yeah.
I mean, I would be 1000% making sure, like, hey, I'm telling you right now, I got it and it wasn't too bad, but if you go the wrong way, you're screwed.
They
Because
really got themselves into a pickle with
Yeah.
how this ultimately played out, with Vince trying to get Lauren and Morgan, get his people through, because
Yeah.
that they could have put Kelly in there, but Kelly has done so well in the blockbusters that you get the sense that Kelly probably could have done it in the 3:30, and then she's
Yeah.
putting up Rachel with 2:30.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
Rachel is
yeah.
sort of like damned if she does, damned if she
Exactly.
doesn't in that spot. So I don't know how they would have gotten out of it.
And I think probably Rachel also thought about that because she thought, if I don't go, they're gonna pick me. I mean, whoever's going next, like if she picks
Yeah.
Kelly's definitely picking Rachel. Rachel has no time to go. She would have gone out no matter what. But yeah, as a whole, I mean, I think we're just all,
Yeah.
I think we got bamboozled, guys. I mean, I think that's what happened. I don't think there's any other way to look at it. Like they pulled the quick one on us, when we weren't looking, feeds were down. They did this.
Yeah. I think it's tough because it's almost like there's one person who's going to fail somewhere in the middle, and you're trying to judge where that spot's going to be. And if you misstep by, let's say, Morgan picking Kelly in that moment, then Kelly wins. I think the next person definitely fails. So you're trying to walk that line. And then if Kelly succeeds, she picks someone who's on the opposite side.
Exactly.
So then you just end up flipping back and forth, which makes it just such a lose-lose situation.
And I know Rachel, and I have a sneaking suspicion she definitely was like, Will's not going, right? Because Will goes, he's going. So I think I can totally imagine my wife also thinking, I don't want Ashley to go because I don't want Ashley not to do it. And she probably, I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's thinking she didn't win that. I mean, she didn't see how bad she performed in the last competition, but I mean, that's in my head. So I don't know if Rachel's thinking that if Ashley doesn't, maybe she doesn't make it and trying to be like the valiant, knight of her group and take it and hopefully win it and be the hero of the team and didn't. So I don't know. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't as bad as I was thinking in my head how it was going to be. So yeah, Rachel went out and she was going for it. And so, yeah, she was trying. So I can't really blame anyone else for her not completing that. But at the same time, I mean, Ava picks Vince, and then it all starts down. And it's like, and it had the potential to be really, really good because Vince could have just picked Morgan. And I'm not watching live feeds, but I don't know how you're Morgan and you come back from Vince picking Lauren over you in general, right? I mean, is she over that already? Because she's back to being glued to him, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
It hasn't changed. Yeah. I mean, my thing with me too, it's that, and this cast keeps proving this more and more, because sometimes I'm like, are we being too harsh on them? And then I don't think that's the truth. That's the case, because you're at the final 9. The jury has just begun. You have just been told someone goes home tonight, and you get to start to put things in motion. And your first thought is, I don't want to do this. Someone else take the cake. I don't want to deal with this. Now's the time to notch the resume up if you don't have a resume. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we passing power to other people?
And then like giving, and then I mean, that's such a big position to be in. And I think what you guys have talked about is we see all these people who get power are in positions to make big moves, and they're like, I don't know what to do. You get a Lauren who's like, everyone just scares me. I don't know. I just, it's like, guys, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
I mean, Ava had the potential to like, she could have. She picks Vince. Vince had the potential to at least keep his alliance safe that he had made. Now, I understand wanting to keep Lauren and Morgan, but to me, Vince is kind of getting to be like one of those gritty guys who wants the attention from all the girls, and he doesn't know which one to pick. So he seems like he might be getting himself in trouble, and I don't know if that's just inside the house or going to be outside
everywhere.
the house too.
So in and out.
And I mean, I understand his thought process in trying to. So I can't fault him for trying to keep the people that he thought were going to help him the most in the game safe.
Yeah.
But it boiled down to you choosing between 2 girls that you're pretending to like have this final 2 with, and so one of them's got to think that, hey, if he picked her, why am I being told that I'm your final two? Like, why would Morgan not be like livid at Vince after her picking Lauren? Like that to me, I don't
Nobody
understand.
knows. And
Yeah.
he's such a worm to
Oh,
everybody where,
yeah.
you know, he's telling, okay, Lauren, okay, I'm going to pick her. And then Morgan, don't worry. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
She's going to pick you. Don't worry. He's
Yeah.
telling Lauren, don't worry. Morgan is going to she's going to do what you want her to do. Don't worry. Everything's
Yeah.
going to be fine. And then Morgan picks Rachel and Lauren is worried that Kelly's going to go like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That's plenty of time. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know. I was
So
like,
much
damn,
time.
dude,
Yeah, that's she's
you guys
got
are
that.
you guys are
2:30.
pretty confident. Like,
Kelly will be fine.
I mean, I don't know, but again, and then again, like you guys said before, none of these people watch reindeer games probably, so they have no idea about this. How if it's easy or if it's hard, they just know
Mhm.
the person that comes out with like 6 minutes and 30 seconds says, "Oh, there's no problem." Like, oh yeah, see, it's no
Yeah.
problem. He says it. I mean, just what's a minute? You know? I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know.
There's no way it's fun to play this game the way Vince does, right? If he comes out of the house at the end and says,
Yeah.
I had a great time, call us bluff, right?
Did
Because
he?
this looks exhausting.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
so like apologetic, pathetic. I feel like I would get tired being this way the whole time.
Yeah.
Like just no decisions, no guts,
Mhm.
no balls.
He is a worm. I don't know what their
Spine,
reproductive
I
system
think,
looks like. But...
is what
Spine
we
would
were
have been
talking about.
better.
Fine.
I
Yeah.
used all that silence to say balls anyway. Here we are.
Yeah,
It's all right.
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, don't worry. He'll be castrated, I'm sure, after the season. So
Yeah, one woman or another is gonna get to him.
yeah.
Somebody. So
Yeah.
on the way out, we saw Rachel says to Keanu, "Don't disappoint me."
So she did say that. She did.
Yeah.
I didn't. Maybe I missed that in
Mhm.
episode.
Yep.
Okay. I remember hearing that on the maybe on the feeds or somebody had said that she had said that. So I'd heard that. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad she did because I think. But the worst part about all of this again is reading all this stuff that like Keanu's come to the realization. Oh, wait, Rachel was right. Oh, you're just like
Yeah.
Keanu, like too little, too late, bro.
Yeah,
Like
man.
I love you. I mean, I really want to love you, but come on, man.
But he
You know?
ultimately didn't have any part in what happened tonight, right?
No,
Or,
no,
yeah.
not really. No.
No.
So his
Um,
fingerprints aren't on it. Like he didn't. Like he
No.
frustrated her the whole time, but ultimately he
Yeah.
ends up not being a factor in
Yeah.
why this unfolded.
But then again,
Mhm.
he's also a nominee, right? So as a
Mhm.
result of
Yeah.
not being part of that competition, which again is absolutely stupid. So
Mhm.
final 9, and you got competitions where not everyone's playing for HOH, which immediately is already a bad design, you know, because I want to see everyone
yeah.
can do for HOH.
I mean,
Period.
final 8, basically, right? Because we lose Rachel. So
Yep.
it's really the final 8 HOH. And so that sort of like come to Rachel moment that Keanu's having, which is where he goes up. So, you know, for context, I think Brendan already mentioned this, but Lauren was the HOH and nominated Will, Ashley, and Morgan. Morgan wins the veto, comes down, and then Keanu goes up as the replacement. And even Lauren was like, "Oh, I have to," like this little sort of again that Vince Weasel energy. And then now Keanu is having this realization. It's just like, man, where were you all along? Like this could have been so good.
I know, and that's the most disappointing. I think that's the most disappointing part about this season is that there were so many opportunities for it to keep getting better, and at every turn, it's like they just do the fucking opposite of what they should do. It's like, come on, guys. I mean, I've never seen people so directly like just like self detonate or like work against their own self-interest in this game. I mean, it's been insane. But whatever you tell them to do, like they do the opposite. So I mean, it doesn't really matter, you know. So I mean, I understand. I understand Rachel's frustration.
Yeah.
I mean, being in that moment afterwards, just being like, these people are so bad. And apparently, she kept saying that from what
She
from
told
what I'm
Tyler,
trusting.
you know, these newbies wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah. So, and they wouldn't. I mean, so you know, I mean, she made some good alliances, but unfortunately, I don't think her alliances really did a lot for her. You know, and when they did, like, what good was it? You know, so I mean, Vince was in her alliance. Okay, you know, it kept her safe for like 1 week. I mean, that's truthfully what she was doing. She was pivoting so frequently just to stay alive in that game. I mean, she was always gonna have a target on her back, but again, you want to see somebody get voted out who's a big target in game. You don't want to see them go out this way. It was very lackluster. So even I can't imagine a casual viewer was like, oh yeah, take it, Rachel. I mean, there are those people out there, but they were Rachel haters before the game started, so it didn't really matter. But anybody that's watching the game, like you watch somebody go out, like they fought this whole time, made it to final, jury, like we did it, guys, and it's like, okay, boom, ping pong ball goes bing bong boom, and then you're out. I mean, it's like, come on, like this is it. This was the crescendo here. I mean, this literally was it, right? Because where do we go from here? We're gonna like be on the edge of our seat, waiting if Will or Ashley goes home, or I mean, will Keanu not like be duped by Vince one more time? I mean, I don't know, so. I mean, can we watch Kelly pick up more bugs from the backyard? I mean,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How is that not the biggest harm of the season, that this woman is bringing dead bugs into the Big Brother house and hide and go vetoing them?
Yeah, she's like Mr. Beast. If you find her dead bugs, you get $1,000.
I put 6 bugs in the backyard into the house. First person gets $1,000. Why?
I mean, I just don't know how everyone in the house is like, yo, what's wrong with that girl? I mean, what? And then she's talking about like my dad was watching the feeds, and she's talking about Satanism. I'm like, Satanism? It's like, what's going on? I mean, I heard her talking about putting a curse on the wall, and like, I don't, she live in reality? I don't even know. So, and again, Ava to me was the biggest disappointment this season, because Rachel had what I thought was at least a final 2, or at least a working relationship with Ava. I did not think it was so contentious up until this whole thing was like, you pulled me, you touched me. It's like bullshit. Like, I'm calling bullshit, because you're going to make a big deal about Rachel dragging you in there to talk to you about the game when you got 10 minutes, and they're telling you like, you got to make a decision now. And she's trying to fight for her life, which is she's doing every week. And then you're trying to make that into a big deal. It's like trying to justify it after the fact. So, revisionist history. Like she's throwing a fit about that. I don't buy it. So that's why I'm tired of seeing this girl who gets portrayed, edited as being this nice, quirky, funny girl, and then she in the live feeds is a bitch. So I mean, come on, let's call it as it is. So
on Thursday, they said that Rachel's going to sit down and talk with Julie. Were you surprised that that's going to be part of the show on Thursday?
No, because I sent Rachel. So Rachel had me buy her dresses for the So I'm like, does my wife know that I'm a guy? And I mean, I was like, sizes. So I had got contacted one of Rachel's friends. It was just like,
oh, good.
She sent me a fuzzy picture of something, and it was like this, but like a gown.
Yeah.
And it was just like, ooh, I mean,
so you should get all of the credit on Thursday.
Well, I'm the truth was I bought like $1,000 worth of like dresses. So there were a bunch of more small,
you just have to find
medium.
one dead bug in the house, and you're breaking even.
You're paid that money.
Even Steven.
Yeah. So I will hopefully be contributing. At least that will be my part of the show, is that I will have dressed her for the show. So she wanted necklace, she wanted earrings, she wanted like gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, don't think we're not going to pivot to that. And then next week, check out, see what Rachel's up to in the jury house.
Oh,
the whole show is going to be like, check in.
Well, once they realize how
Big
bad
Brother
it
Unlocked. We got to see what Rachel's up to.
God. Yeah. Well, and then they're like, please God, just let Keanu go, so we can just put the camera in the jury house for the next 3 weeks of them fighting, and everyone forget about this debacle. So, and I also did not. My fear was, I just don't want them to try to get the mileage out of Rachel, because I don't think they don't deserve her anymore after this. So I really don't want them to do a Pandora's box, because that was my fear. Is like, they're gonna, let's do a Pandora's box. It'll be great. Rachel come back in just like season 12, stir up the house. It'll be so fun to watch. Like, so you can call her a mean girl and call her, say all this stuff again. Like, I don't want to see it. I mean, would I have if she had gone out like a normal person, had been evicted by a vote? Yeah, I mean, I'd be all for that. I think it'd be hilarious. But now, no, I don't. I don't want them to get the TV out of it.
They made their bed. They have to lie in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
look at what you did.
Yeah. You can't undo it. And I mean, trust me, I've been reading everything under the sun, and I love conspiracy theories. So, you know, everyone talking about
Big
that.
Brother
No, it's for
conspiracy
sure.
theories.
Yes, yeah, let's be serious. Yeah, let's be straight. Nothing else that's floating around our government right now.
Yeah.
But you know, the gym being closed, that's my favorite because like she's
Mhm.
in the gym for sure. And then people are like posting pictures of her like in the mirror, like, see, I see her. I mean, so I mean, it's been fun to see to keep hope alive.
Mhm.
And I know it's wishful thinking, but yeah, I knew they weren't going to bring her back. I knew once it was done because they were doing this just to try to speed up elimination or speed up people getting
Yeah.
out, which just sucked because I've never seen a week 1 elimination at week 9. I mean, that's
Yeah,
insane.
exactly.
You know, so why they decided to go with this? I mean, we'll never get answers, guys. We
Yeah.
will never get answers to this.
Well, do you think
So-
we're going to have more of this after this reaction to it? Do you think that this will continue for the next few weeks?
I mean, to be honest with you, I absolutely 100% hope so. I want
Yeah.
them to keep doing. I want them to do it until the very end. I want a blockbuster at the finale. I want a blockbuster in the final 3. Like we don't
Yes.
know who's going to be the final 3 guys. We're still on the edge of our seat.
Right.
And then in the end, dude, the mastermind just fucking evicts them all, and then comes out and's like, none of you win. You know, so
Yeah.
we just
I'm not
give
saying
her.
go like full sunk cost fallacy, but at a certain point, it's like, you know what? Screw it. The season's
Yeah.
ruined anyway. Let's just
Yeah,
go all
yeah.
in and see what happens.
Yeah.
I know. Like, what do you got to lose at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the wheels are off.
exactly.
Because sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before
Yeah.
you can
Exactly.
change. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we just
Mhm.
need to totally bottom out.
Yeah,
Is there?
yeah.
Have we hit
It's-
bottom yet?
I mean, this is pretty close. I will say, I think you guys, everyone, what you guys have been saying is so correct. Is that it took Rachel being the victim of something so stupid for the fandom to kind of unite behind, like, what are we doing, guys? What? Because
Mhm.
everybody complains every season. That's like, oh, Big Brother's they're doing too much. Like, I hate twists. I'll be honest with you. I like some of the simple twists that don't screw up people's games like detrimentally, because that's when it's not fun. I don't like when they screw one person. And granted, when we don't like somebody, it's always nice to see that person go home. But at the same time, like when you bomb somebody's game from some stupid twist, it sucks. So, I mean, and why couldn't they give a 2-day Rachel, right? I mean, gave one to Jeff, you know?
Well, I think that's the thing too, is that it's not just a twist. It's a twist that is almost purely comp based. Like it
Yeah.
is whether or not you can complete a maze. And so
Yeah.
that is extra frustrating because if you're talking about the game as a social strategy game,
Like-
it's a maze. It's a maze.
In any other iteration, you can't do this maze comp. You can still talk. You can still convince people to not vote you out.
Yeah,
You can have
yeah.
people that are shooters for you anyway. They're like, I'm not going to let you go anywhere. Or someone else is playing the maze comp, wins it, and then saves you or protects you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to not have that, this is literally a punishment of, well, you can't do a maze. That's like hamster wheel maze. Too bad. Bye-bye. Like that's not what the essence of this game is. And like, I feel like everyone has done such a good job on the podcast the last week and on all social medias, basically saying the same things I'm about to say. But
yeah.
have Rachel be someone who is the only returning player, a winner of this show being back here, a player who didn't play scared at all for a season where everyone's scared. She's been very vocal and very willing to
Yep.
get confrontational with people that
Yep.
needed it. Had the best eviction of the season as far as drama goes. To get to the jury phase unscathed on a season where we have 3 nominees to begin with, more weeks than not, you're getting a 4th nominee as well. Gets nominated 0 times, gets to the jury phase, and then goes out first, not by a nomination, not by eviction,
Yeah.
by this. That is a flaw in the game fundamentally. It
Yeah.
just is.
Well, you can't
I
even
think
say
also-
evicted, you know?
Yeah,
Which is-
she wasn't.
Eliminated.
She was eliminated.
Yeah.
She was eliminated.
Yeah.
That's the appropriate term. But I
So-
think also to watch her pivot, and I mean, remember when she was allies with Amy in the beginning? Like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
woman has pivoted so successfully, and that goes back to the Will and Ashley of it all, who weren't even in contention seemingly for doing this maze. Like it wasn't even that they could step up and take one of the slots.
Yeah.
So I just, it's just tough. It's just tough.
Yeah. So I mean, I like I said, I just I mean, and I appreciate you guys all saying that about Rachel's game, because I've heard everybody talk about it, and really was. I mean, for me, you know, as a husband, as a supporter of Rachel, I guess as her husband specifically, I just really, for me, it made me very proud because, you know, Rachel's been through so much shit.
Yeah.
Like she's taken so much shit from, I mean, nobody has any idea. Like I said, we're going to come out with a book because now Taryn did it. So now we got to do it.
Mhm.
But when
Of course.
and truthfully, when we do eventually write one, because like our season 12, yeah, nobody has any idea how much hate we got, how much hate she got. I mean, we were vilified, and it was undeserving. Because when I looked around, I was like, we were talked about more by everyone else than we were doing but whatever, right? Comes back on 13, Cinderella story. It's like phenomenal, and that was for me was definitely a high point, because I felt like she needed it, and I was so happy for her to have it, because it meant a lot for her, and also because mentally she got in a bad place after 12, because people were just beating her down. So, and I knew she could do it. I knew she had the potential to do it. And this season, I legitimately thought once she made jury, she has a very good shot. And then I'm hearing on the feeds them talking about Keanu and Ashley saying, "Oh yeah, no, she was in good position. Like we would have pulled her down with the veto." It's like, my God, like she actually was in good position going into like a double eviction. Like what were they thinking? I mean, what were they thinking? Like she had, again, like what you guys said, it's like, what Big Brother winner would be willing to come back to a season, play by themselves with no major advantage? Because we weren't told that she would. I thought she'd get like a few weeks of safety. When she got 1 week of safety, I was like, she's done. I'm like, oh, it's over. There's no way. Like what? I mean, why even put her in the game? You're getting her 1 week of safety. I thought she was going to have like a few weeks something, or there was going to be more where she would be able to develop relationships by picking safety for people, and it was going to, but it really wasn't. She had to pick one person, and so for her to make it that far, to play that hard, to play that well, to do it, I mean, it just all around sucked.
Yeah.
And this is going to be her last season. I don't think she's going to be coming back after this.
I mean, I don't think that there is another Big Brother winner who would come back and do this.
No.
Most of them say, give me 2 week, 3 week season. Like I'll do a celebrity size season, not a major size.
Yeah. And everybody just say it. And I mean, it's true. I understand why, because we have families, Rachel left her kids. Like you don't understand until you have kids, giving up seeing your kids for 3 months, because that is heartbreaking for anyone. It's tough. And I have a lot of respect for anyone who's ever gone on Big Brother who left their children at home to do it, because everyone thinks like, oh, it's not that bad. You get to get a little break from the kids. But I mean, 3 months without talking to them is extremely hard. So, and I know, honestly, that's all she cares about. Like she obviously cares about the game, but Rachel, and that's why I even heard her in her DR, she felt like she let people down. And that's like the one thing that I said in my HOH letter, or I mean, in my HOH letter, it's like, you were so proud of you. You've never let, just reiterating that she's never let us down, because we're so proud of her. And it's like, she's so hard on herself. I mean, that's who she is. She's gonna, if she's not gonna win, that's it.
Yeah. And Mike Bloom said on the chat BCC, I don't know if you had seen it, but Rachel, you didn't let us down.
Yeah.
Production let us down.
And he also pointed out that I took second place in his quiz, so let's not talk about that either, okay? His quiz all about Rachel. So I don't know who Isabel is, but I'm gonna hunt her down.
This was a tough week to begin with, because I know this was your anniversary also.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yes. And they let me send flowers to the jury house, so I at least got to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was at least a little nice. And I wrote a little note. Obviously, I was like, don't trust anybody in the house. Don't vote for Kelly. Don't vote for Ava. So, and happy anniversary, because it was like only 200 characters, so I really had to talk most of the game.
Yeah. No. It's important. You know, it's important.
So yeah. Well, at least we're laughing. That's good. It's a lot better than I thought it would be. So. Yeah, I think the buildup was a lot worse than the actual show, because I think we all dealt with it before we saw it.
It was such a long, from Thursday night to the feeds went down to when you found out on Friday to now it's Tuesday.
Yeah. And we're just, and the rest of the world is just finding out, who's ever a casual viewer. And I can only imagine what they're saying online. Oh, she deserved it. Ha ha. You know what I mean? As I was like, don't even come at me. You guys gotta say that. Like, not even deal with that.
I'm sure somebody somewhere is saying that, but I'm sure you've seen this, that the majority of people, are all just so devastated about this, because people were just so excited to not only have her back on television, such a legend of reality TV, but to have the chance to watch her play so well that it was, such a thrill for people.
Well, it's funny the idea of like an old, because everyone talks about old school, new school, middle school. I don't even know where we're going, but um, so I mean, for her to like make them play, like I don't think these
Yeah.
people would be doing
She
anything
tried.
if Rachel wasn't there. I don't know what the season looked like if
Mhm.
Rachel never there because they have them. I mean, well, three-quarters of them haven't even watched Big Brother, don't even know what they're doing. So it's like I don't even know what they're doing. Are they all just standing around waiting for somebody to volunteer to go home, or I don't know?
Mhm.
Because the only person that I mean, I'll give Vince his dues. I mean, he's been playing. I mean, manipulating, spineless, Weasel, and Morgan again playing. They've been playing each other, I guess. I don't even know. I don't know what's going on there. I still really, but there are a couple people that have been playing, but the majority of the house is really, what are they doing? I mean,
Mhm.
not even floating, because floating indicates that you have a strategy, I think. So I just don't. I mean, Lauren, like a girl who can win comps but can't make a decision, like insane, right? I mean, it's just this whole thing. Yeah. So that's what I said. I mean,
Mhm.
they're gonna, the Rachel hater is gonna cheer that she's gone. Let them watch the rest of the season because I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know that you're gonna want. I mean, they're gonna make 2-hour episodes out of this.
Yeah.
Like, good luck.
That should be
You
a
know?
rule. If you are posting online that you're happy Rachel is gone, that I would like to see if maybe we could pass a law. They should have to clockwork orange them to watch every single
Yes.
episode
Yep.
the rest of the way. Okay.
Yes.
100%.
If you
Yeah.
cheer that
Yes.
Rachel is gone, clockwork orange set up. You watch the live feeds for
Yes.
24
Yeah,
hours now.
exactly.
Yeah, we will mail
you're
you the thing to
happy.
keep your eyes open.
Oh, that's
Like you get a free one in the mail, but you have to sit there and watch.
Yeah.
That'd be
And
great.
the other response I see from people where people like keep posting, like sending messages to me of like, bro, it's not that deep. It's not that serious. Touch grass.
Yeah, I mean, it is that serious. I mean, because for a lot of people, I mean, I heard Melissa say this earlier. She's watched it for 25 years.
Mhm.
Yep.
A lot of people, it's not just an investment in summer, it's an investment in their life. I mean, they have been watching this religiously, and it means a lot to them. You know how many, I mean, one of the things I will say that it's been kind of cool is I've gotten emails on my work email. I've gotten several emails on my work email where people are like, I'm sorry to bother you at work. I know this is the most professional. And then they launch into an entire like 3-paragraph story about how they started watching Rachel in season 12 when they were
Yeah.
like 7 or when they were like 12. And Rachel gave them a lot of courage, and like her drive, her passion, just her fight, like gives them inspiration. And they're like, I had somebody from UAB who's like, they're trying to go to med school and they're like 22, and they're like, to see that she was a chemist. I mean, in season 12, they were like, that was so cool to me to see a girl who's a chemist and like talking about chemistry. And, so it's like for
Yeah.
me, and as many young girls, I mean, I can tell you, there's just as many young gay men that have come up and been like, Rachel is like my spirit animal. It's like she really kind of has given me inspiration, and it's like, and that to me like means a lot because out of everything like that, especially when there's kids, because I've had people even on Twitter text me before. There's a lot of kids who haven't come out and don't know how to come out and feel they're in that middle growth area where they're not quite teenagers, they're not quite adults, they're still figuring themselves out. And to see somebody who is unabashedly themselves and does not care and is willing to like do and say what they want to do without thinking about what other people are going to say about them. It's like, that's
Mhm.
extremely important. And I think for me, hearing that just reiterates how proud I am of her, because she has come a long ways from a girl who was worried about what people thought. Because
Yeah.
when you come off a season, come off of something like season 12 and everyone talks about you, you get really worried. And I think,
Mhm.
I told her that when I watched her on Traders, that I think she was so worried about being perceived as being a bitch again. And that
Mhm.
to her was probably the worst thing that she can imagine. And I said, so I said, go in, be yourself. Like, people fucking love you from season 12 because you are Rachel Reilly and you did not care and you were yourself and you fought hard and you said what you thought and you did not care. And that's what people love about you. I was like, don't take that away from them, and she didn't. So yeah, she made
Mhm.
me very proud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's always impressed me, specifically about Rachel, is that she's such a grinder. She's never stopped with this. She's never like rested on her laurels, and
Yeah.
that you and she for 15 years, have really been at this, and she's reinvented herself to
Yeah.
some degree, but she's never been out of the public eye in terms of
Yeah.
going back and appearing on so many different shows between all the Big Brother seasons and the Amazing Race seasons and The
Yeah.
Traitors
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Worst Cooks in America and countless other shows. But she's also been in the house and interviewed the contestants, and of course has had a whole other career in casting reality shows
Yeah.
and has
100%.
cast umpteen people across all of these other shows. That she's just such a hard worker, not to mention
Yeah.
at the same time also being a mom and having a family at the same
Yes.
time. And there's not many people in this space that have been able to do all of those things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that's why, for me, as heartbreaking as it was to see her leave, her final speech and confessionals were so classy, so genuine, and also so Rachel all at the same
Yeah.
time. Like, it almost felt
Yeah.
like this perfect encapsulation of what it is that she brings to TV, and also to see her genuine and humanly as possible. It was really, really, I actually started tearing up. It
Can
was
I play
just
the
so
speech,
beautiful.
Liana?
Yes,
Oh,
I would
please.
love
I
that.
have it. Here we go.
Don't think I'm going to make your jury roundtable easy, because that's what you want. You are going to have to work to win this game. You are going to have to fight and get blood on your hands, because I did, and I've done it 3 times now. So don't think that you can show up in those final 2 chairs and I'm going to let you guys get off easy, because if you want to be a legend like me, then you have to work for it and earn it.
Yeah. And then the Hunger Games music in the background, So-
Yeah, they did her well with that music. That was so inspirational. Tell
It
me that's
was, it was.
Braveheart. Like, amazing.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give me one freedom before you leave.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it really was. It really was. And that's what everyone kept saying. Like, I know my wife, like she, more than anything, she loves reality TV. Like she loves playing. She competes because she loves it. I mean, trust me, the $750,000, she definitely wanted
nice.
to, but she loves competing. And that's why I was like, when we first talked about this, I mean, when they first brought this up, we were just like, like, go back to Big Brother. Yeah, right. What are you, crazy? Like, who's crazy? I mean, we've always said that. Like, there's no way. Like, for 3 months, leaving the kids. Like, come on. Who's gonna take care of the kids? Me? I mean, come on, Rachel. Let's be real. That's baddie. And then we start talking about it more, and it's just like, well, shit. I mean, would you really do it? And I mean,
Yeah.
and even just thinking about like
Don't
you have
give
no
up on
shot.
the dream yet, Brendan, because
yeah.
listen, I know Rachel keeps those cameo prices low, but
Yeah.
I could see a couple thousand cameo requests coming
I mean, no
in.
joke. She will be recording lots of cameos as soon as she's out of that house.
It might be 24/7.
Yeah, I know. We already do. And
Pick
it's
up
like,
the new
please.
iPhone.
Oh God, she's doing them at like 10 o'clock. Like, right when we get the kids to be, all right, get up. We got to do some cameos. Like, come on, please. I'm so tired. I just want to go to sleep. So if you get a cameo and like I'm half asleep, this is why, guys.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I just I'm very proud of her. But she takes it very seriously, and she loves it. And I mean, the other consideration is like, we are getting older, so it's like we don't know how much longer anyone's going to ask us to do reality TV, because nobody wants to watch,
Now, after
Grandpa.
this summer,
I mean, Jerry, we do, but
I texted this to you. I think,
Yeah.
you better be ready for dad duty.
I know.
On the
Yes.
regular, because
I know.
that Rachel's going on a lot more shows after this.
I mean, I certainly hope so, because that's what I wanted for her, because she
Aw.
is great television, and like anybody that does not recognize that, I don't think CBS appreciates her nearly as much as they should, because if they did, she'd be hosting some of those gigs, she'd be doing this stuff, she would have been doing it a long time ago, and I don't think that they appreciate her. So somewhere like a Peacock or ABC or NBC or somebody that's out there that at least appreciates her much more. But wherever she's at, she's going to bring good television, but she's going to play too. I mean, she did this Amazing Race. Like, she was a competitor in Amazing Race. Like, we fought every single time we were in Amazing Race, and she also made great television. So
Yeah.
she knows she knows what to do, right? Because some of these people, they can compete or they can just be dramatic on television. Very few of them can do both, and Rachel is one of the few people that can.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to rewind back to what you said earlier, Rob, about some people have been saying it's not that deep, blah 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 blah.
Touch grass.
I have a message to those people, if I may.
Yeah, what is it, Pooya?
Y'all are the same people that'll complain from your couches when your quarterback shits the bed because your fantasy team is in shambles. You're the same people who complain because someone in a video game you're playing isn't doing their part, not carrying enough. You're the same people that complain when a fictional person on a fictional TV show dies too early and you don't like the direction it went. You're the same people that complain that, oh, they're doing a reboot for this movie, but now instead of this big burly man, a woman's in that spot, and I don't like that. You're that same person. When has it been a crime to give a damn and give a fuck about things? Having opinions is good, and caring about things is passion. Have more passion, but more importantly, when you have passion, don't poo-poo other people for having passion for things you deem are silly. Nothing is that silly. You're a joke. Stop it. Take the clown nose off. Go sleep.
Wow.
I love it. All right, Pooya. There we go. I think
Yeah,
you might get
thank
a second ding after that one.
Sure. Why not?
All right.
Yeah. Brendan, so I have been informed by the powers that be that we do the exit press, and that we're not Mike Bloom, we're not Sharon Tharp over here. We're allowed to send in one question.
One question.
Yes.
Wow.
One?
But I
It better
thought
be like
that
a really good run-on
that I
sentence.
would cede my question to you. What
Yes.
question should I send in from you?
All right. This one's kind of important.
Sam, write this down.
Okay.
No
So,
mosquitoes.
where did you leave Angel's ball? She cannot find it, and she's been driving us insane. She's been barking in the refrigerator. It's not there. I cannot find it.
Perfect. Legitimately.
She'll know exactly where that came
Perfect.
from. That's amazing.
Where did you leave Angel's ball? Brendan can't find it anywhere.
No. Yeah, I really have no idea. That is insane that they literally ask you, what are you on, like, question restriction? What did you ask them last time? Did you get in trouble?
I don't know. I think that they're just like with these they're just like trying to like knock them out. It's like, all right, let's get all the questions in like an
We
hour.
don't have enough time. It's like they're literally in a jury house. I mean, what do you not?
What are they doing?
Yeah. It's like she's more than happy. She could probably answer 2 questions even, I mean,
She probably could, but they give us one question.
oh my God.
Mhm.
I don't know.
How do they
That's
define a question? Can it
Let
be a
me know
whole
if you think of
paragraph?
anything. I think I have to send it in. I think by the time the West Coast airing happens.
Jeez, that is crazy. I don't. I mean, if for me, there's a lot to ask Rachel. I mean, because you could ask about the relationship with Keanu, because everybody wants to know that, right?
Yeah.
Will they? Won't they? Are they gonna be friends? I mean, I see them as being friends outside. I think to me, Keanu is the lovable goof. Like I think she sees that too. And you can't really ask her what's your biggest mistake, because I mean, well, losing the single competition, that sent me home. So it's kind of a give me.
Yeah. How about Rachel? Would you still appear in the next season of The White Lotus after all this?
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, dude. And Mike White, your favorite, is the one who did this, right?
No, don't blame
fault?
Mike White. Don't blame Tyler. Okay, don't get me in any more trouble.
Poor
with
Tyler.
any
I'm not gonna
of
lie, I
this.
did feel a little bad for Tyler. It's like, dude, everybody probably wants to come out.
It's not Tyler's fault. It's not Mike White's fault.
Dude,
Okay, we're not
anyone
a
who had any
fan.
sort
We're
of
not a fan of
fingerprints or
this.
association with this is guilty, Rob. We're going after all of them.
Mhm.
So
All the emojis
Yeah,
are
burn it to the
sad,
ground.
Okay? All right. There you go.
I mean, the last season of White Lotus is very predictable, so I don't even go there. But it's yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one. For one question, are they gonna do this for every single person? You only get one
I
question.
think we get one question.
You just asked the same exact question to every single person.
Hey, Brendan, some of the people I don't have one question for.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Lauren, got nothing for you.
Well, she
Kelly,
can't answer it anyway. She'd never make a
Kelly,
decision.
what
Yeah.
was your favorite dead bug you collected?
Where are all the dead bugs? Kelly?
Where? Yeah.
Draw a map
List.
to them, please. We've been asked. We need to know. We need to remove them.
Just try to get Kelly to think that everyone was really, really interested in where the dead bugs are. Just be like the fans really want to
People
know.
loved it.
The
Yeah.
live feeders have been just glued to it, trying to figure out where you put all those bugs.
Yes, the mosquito question.
Oh, the mosquito! Oh,
yeah.
dude!
Yeah.
Ask her the
That'd be a
mosquito
good one.
question.
Will she know? Will she?
Oh, will she know?
Yeah.
The mosquito question that had mileage for years.
Mhm.
Rob,
Amazing.
Yeah.
you got to do it, but you got to write it exactly as Jeff said it.
Well, of course. Just worried that they're gonna look at it and just throw it out.
No, they get one question.
Yeah, Kelly doesn't throw out the dead
You're one.
mosquitoes, but yeah.
Yeah, they're like, this is the stupidest question.
Yeah.
Who would ever ask something like this?
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Would you rather? Yeah. Like that.
Well, the funny thing is, we can't say, Rachel and I can never say "would you rather" without doing
Oh,
it in like a
same.
dark
Yeah,
voice.
yeah.
Like it's impossible.
Yeah.
Like, would you
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
rather?
if it's meaningful to her, maybe
Yeah.
we'll float it.
I mean, but the problem is you're not gonna be able to see her laugh because she would. I guarantee you, she'd just like start laughing hysterically because that is always the running joke. The big Jeff stuffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get serious. You got to get at least a half. Yeah, you're right. You got to ask something half serious, otherwise they probably will
They'll just
throw
toss
it
it.
out.
I feel like they just
Like,
they won't even
damn,
read
here they
it.
go again.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll think about it in the background.
yeah. Let's do that because maybe it'll come to us.
Yeah.
So, but the mosquito one would be so great. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. But again, it would only be great if you could see her reaction because that's the part I want to see.
Yeah, it would be incredible.
Mhm.
Was there anything else from the episode that really got your attention?
Oh, well, I mean, seeing Ava's arm pop off when Rachel yanked it out of its socket was really, I could not believe that happened. I mean, dislocated shoulder. I mean, I thought somebody was going to come in there, like Bloodsport and just like pop it back into place and then she just
It really
continue.
was such
But
a nothing burger. That I really
Medic!
thought that it was that Rachel like squeezed her arm or did
Yeah.
something like was trying to get her attention, but really just to pull her into the storage room. It's the kind of thing that you see, after in these double evictions or
Yeah.
any type of, do we have a couple of minutes to strategize?
yeah, and I mean, it's perfectly reasonable when you tell you got like 10 minutes and this is what you got to decide. Like Rachel wants to be the first person to talk to
Yeah.
her. And I don't think Rachel thought that Ava was going to flip out about her grabbing her or touching her or, grabbing her arm to pull her in to talk to her, because I think up to that point, she probably thought Ava and I are cool. Like, we're good. I don't know.
Mhm.
And then was like completely fucking thrown off by it,
I mean,
Mhm.
this is the same two people that we saw during that one eviction episode where Rachel immediately goes to Ava with intensity and says, "We are voting out this person. This is who
Yeah.
we're getting rid of." Like
Yeah.
this is not a relationship that's like, this isn't a surprise because
Mhm.
this is the relationship y'all have had for about 2 months now. So
Yeah.
why is it
Yeah.
why suddenly did it matter? Also, this is what happens though when you give them 2 minutes to strategize after blockbusters and everyone spends those 2 minutes hugging everybody and
Yeah,
not talking
yeah,
and not
exactly.
showing any passion. So
yeah.
because we've seen this before in other seasons. We've seen people do the exact same thing that Rachel did.
Yeah, I mean, Ava to me, like after the feeds this week, has just been like a historical revisionist here, and she's rewriting history because Rachel was yelling at her after the Reilly vote. Is like yelling at you when you were crying. Like I'm quite sure that my wife was not yelling at you when you were crying. Like, come on, bullshit. I don't buy it. And I think some of you guys may have said it too. Is she probably, and people online were kind of trying to defend her, like, she realized she made a mistake and now she's trying to like put it on Rachel and like use it to like, as an excuse to try to like legitimize her bad decision because she made a decision and now 2 people that she liked are on the blog. It's like, yeah, well, what did you think was going to happen? Why would you not trust somebody that you knew or you liked or you wanted to be there, wanted to give safety to? It's just the whole thing was just absolutely stupid. It shows how bad these people are. When you're in charge of giving safety to people and you don't pick the people that you absolutely 100% want to keep safe. Like, that is insane. Like, you don't want to pick Rachel, that's fine. Why don't pick a Will? Or why not pick a pick a. I mean, I don't think she's gonna pick. She does. I don't know. Does she like Ashley? I don't know if she likes Ashley. Probably not. Who knows? I don't know. She's again.
She
Like I
wanted to put
said, Rachel
Ashley
gets
on
the
the
mean girl.
block,
Huh?
and that Ava wanted to put Ashley on the block at one point.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I was like, I don't know that she's gonna pick. But I mean, again, like, who else is she going to pick? She doesn't want to pick Keanu.
Yeah.
She must not like Kelly because Kelly didn't even seem to be a forethought. So
Yes.
I mean, it really seemed to boil down to who can I pass the buck to, right? It wasn't
Yeah,
even about
yeah.
what's in my best interest, apart from the
Exactly.
fact that I don't want to get blamed for anything, which at this stage in the game, you really need to start playing. Like, wake up.
I mean, it all comes down to doing resume. I mean, also we see this a lot in Big Brother nowadays, where you, in order to justify getting rid of somebody or having gotten rid of somebody, you have to vilify them. You have to make them be the worst possible person in
Yeah.
your mind or out loud to be
Yeah,
like, see,
yeah.
I was right to do this.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is a lot of people, instead of just like being like, okay, so for my game, this was the right move, they have to be like, this person was deplorable and had to leave. And that's why.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, Ava, you didn't even make the decision here. Like, you
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to owning it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Just own the game. I mean, because that's what drives me crazy. And I mean, we see this from season to season where people will do things and they're just like, "Oh, I didn't mean to. It was an accident." It's like you nominated them, voted them out, and then you're like,
Yeah.
"What?" I mean, so I
Right.
mean, like again, if Ava was like, I'm not picking Rachel because she's a threat to my game. I don't want her here. Like, I'm definitely not picking her because I don't want her.
Mhm.
I don't want her to potentially be safe. I would say, okay, that at least to me is an argument. You've at least made a compelling argument as to why you don't want to pick her, but you have no argument to really want to pick Vince other than, oh, everyone's got to deal with Vince. So you're telling me, that Vince has he's good with all the people in the house, and that's a reason to keep him safe? It doesn't really track. I mean, it seems exactly what we said before. It's the exact opposite of what you should do. It's like, if somebody has safety with everyone in the house, that's a good reason to want them gone. It's insane. I mean, that's like the opposite of what is in your best interest. And so that's what I'm saying. I think that honestly, the producers in their heads keep thinking, oh, well, if we do this, then they will do this. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, in a normal season where you have people that know what they're doing, you've clearly seen them for 9 weeks. Are you just now figuring out that they don't know how to play the game and they haven't watched as much Big Brother as they told you in those interviews? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It really was such an interesting contradiction all season long to have Rachel in the house, and Rachel is the person who's going to say and do the things that are necessary to win the game, somebody who's not going to ever take her eye off the prize. And then to
Yeah.
have the rest of the house be all these people who are so like wishy-washy and non-confrontational
Yeah.
and sort of like, I'd
Yeah.
like to win, but I don't want to. I don't want to say the thing. So, and they were just like pussyfooting around, and it's one of the reasons why this is also terrible that we didn't get to see how it was going to play out, because while so many of them wanted to see her go, they were all afraid to
Yeah.
actually do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the number of conversations that we heard that was like, okay, well, when we get Rachel out first in jury, when we take Rachel out early in jury, right? It was like, we
Yeah,
need to get Rachel
yeah.
to jury to then take her out and then to have it go this way. We never saw the payoff of any of those storylines or how that would have
And like
unfolded.
the thing for me is they kept saying that, and I was like, I would like to see you try. I
Yeah.
don't think you're gonna get what you want. This was like the only way it could have happened, and it still shouldn't have happened, and it did. So that was the most frustrating thing to me, is like someone like Kelly getting exactly what she wanted by making
Yeah.
none of the work for it, putting in none of the
Exactly.
work for it.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
She's been finding
Yeah.
dead bugs. Okay. She's working.
She's
on
doing
it.
her part.
She's
to the Big
doing
Brother
her
house.
part.
She is working. She's cleaning the backyard.
Thank
You know,
you.
there's no dead bugs in the
Listen,
backyard
at
anymore.
least
Out here
somebody's
playing
cleaning
goddamn
in
Animal
Rachel's
Crossing.
absence.
That's right. That's right.
Animal dead Animal Crossing.
But how
Yeah,
clean do
pretty
you have
much.
the house right now? Are you ready for Rachel to come home?
Oh, I mean, I was ready for her to go home like 2.5 months ago.
Yeah,
know?
but are you going to have the house to the specifications that we've seen that she likes to keep the Big Brother house?
Oh yeah,
Is it
like the
clean
fridge
enough?
that I still haven't bought, the deck that I still haven't pulled apart, and no, I haven't, guys. I've kept the children alive.
You're
So
busy podcasting.
yeah, I
Perfect.
know. I need to focus on the stuff that's important. Yeah, no, I mean, it is funny because I do feel like that is the part that drives me crazy. I have so much stuff I need to do. It's
Yeah.
like, and
But
that's
think
not
of
even
the
talking
got a
about
few more
work.
you'll
weeks.
have now when you don't have to watch the live feeds and the Big Brother
Yeah.
Oh,
episodes.
That's right.
I'm not gonna lie, that was one thing I've been excited about. I was like, now I don't give two shits about those live feeds. Like they can do whatever they want. I will check the Chat BCZ app because like, oh, they're talking more smack about her. Okay, one more reason for them not Rachel not to talk to them after the show because it's like I'm definitely telling them this, telling her this. But you know, I just like, yeah, I'm done with that stuff. So am I going to watch the episodes? Of course, because Rachel, I'm sure, is going to be part of in the jury house. They're going to want to
Yes.
show her,
Certainly on Thursdays.
yeah. So I mean, what else are they going to be showing? You know. So I mean, I will watch for that, and then of course I'm going to watch her. I mean, I'll be honest with you. One of the disappointing things, and maybe Rob saw in the app, I did not know that family members did not get to go to finale anymore.
Yeah.
So on 12 and 13, if you're in jury, you get to have one family member come and everyone hangs out kind of in the green room, do the finale. We're all finished. And then you go in the green room, usually to say like hi to your family and, you know, say your hi and then go do the interview. So you at least get to see them immediately after. So for me to find that out, like, it was yesterday I found out. I was just like, oh, hey, I'm going to book flights out with the kids. Do you guys reimburse me for the flight? And it's like, oh, about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't do that. We
Why
stopped
wouldn't
doing
they
that.
have you on the finale?
Yeah,
I
wouldn't they
don't
want
know.
you
I
there?
mean, do I want special treatment? Yes, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, what are they
So
doing?
I don't know. I mean, again, like you said, like free ratings. Like, I mean, do people want to see me get to see Rachel as soon as she's done? I'm sure
Yes.
because she's been away for 3 months. We've been together for 15 years. We met in that house. I mean, kind of have a thing, a little bit of history there. So I don't know. I mean, so I was just like, okay, well, one more reason. Like it's like, all right, she's definitely not coming back to this house. So I was just kind of disappointed. So I was like disappointed by this whole twist, disappointed that I can't even see her until after she's dropped off at the hotel by a van, probably. I mean, so it's
Not a van.
come in a limo, leave in a taxi, right? That's how it is for Big Brother. So
Yeah, still get an Uber.
yeah, so I mean, I literally posted like, "Hey, is anybody gonna watch Big Brother in LA? Because I guess I'm not going to the finale, so it'll either be in the parking lot of the hotel, or
Yeah.
maybe if they let me in her hotel room. I don't know what the rules are on that. So it's like, oh my
That's
god,
crazy.
yeah, and like I want her to see the kids immediately, but at the same time, like if she gets done at like 12, kids are gonna be asleep anyway. So it's like it's just
Yeah.
gonna be me with the kids, renting a hotel room, hopefully at the same hotel. I don't know. So it's like I'll see her that night, and then probably the next day we'll drive down to my parents, and she can see the kids at least. So that me was more important. I know she's gonna want to see them as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So I really did not want to wait for her to come home because I was like, I wanted to know that we're there. We've been supporting her. Because that does mean a lot to her, and I want to know how much. I mean, honestly, I know we already talked about it, but I will be pushing like crazy for her to win America's Favorite Player because I want her to know on finale night how much she meant to this season. Because she doesn't win that. I mean, that to me is another travesty, like the second travesty of the season. Because I don't know who.
We're
I
not
love
gonna
Keanu,
mess
but
around. We're not gonna like rest on our laurels or anything
Yeah.
like that. Okay, we're going to be getting out the word. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think she's got a good shot. I mean, because at least if anybody recognizes that what she did for this season, I think they should realize that she definitely deserves it. Because I mean, again, if she hadn't gone out, maybe does Keanu get it potentially? I don't know. But now that she's gone, and you're going to see what happens, and like Keanu's walking around like a lost puppy again. I mean, I think it goes without saying that she really was the heart of this season. So you took her out, the season will start to die. So. And I think we will see that slowly. It's going to be boring. It's going to be everyone's going to be having to figure out who they are okay with winning because it's not going to be about who you want to win. It's going to be who you're okay with because the people you want to win probably won't be winning this season. So,
Yeah, well said.
Brendan, anything else you want to let people know tonight?
No, I mean, I think I've said most everything. Like I said, it's been depressing for a few days.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Hey,
I appreciate the shiva you guys threw.
yes, well, we
So
appreciate you making some time to talk to
yeah,
Yes.
us because everybody, I'm sure, these last few days, have wanted to know what you think about all of this. So really
yeah,
appreciate you coming back
yeah.
and making
Of
some time to
course.
talk about all this.
Well, I think I feel pretty much whatever all you guys feel. I think I just feel a little worse because she is my
Sure.
wife, and she invested 60 days in this and felt like she got shafted in the very,
Mhm.
right after they announced jury, which to me was like, let them enjoy jury, like for a fucking minute, for the love of God.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's excited, like there is some bonding over making jury, so like it is an exciting thing, but then just turn around and like whack them immediately because you were more worried about getting your numbers down, so you had your count correct by finale night is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think it was a big blow. I do hope production pays attention to this, because I do fear that if Big Brother keeps this up, like, they are going to get canceled at some point, because they will lose viewership. I think all these people who invested so much time and energy to watching for years and years and years are always hopeful that next season will be better when there's a bad season. So I
Mhm.
just think this year it took a nosedive when they took it too far with this whole thing. And every year we say, "I'll do a back to basic season," and every year you're like, they don't do it. They're not doing something like that. So, but again, I don't know. Is it the players too? Because this cast was really baffling to me. Because some people have theorized, oh, maybe they put a bunch of people that didn't know how to play, so Rachel would have an easier time. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know that
I
could
don't
have
think so.
that could have
It's
been their
harder
thought
when they
process.
don't know what they're doing and they don't know
Yes.
what
Yeah,
the right from
yeah,
wrong is.
Yes.
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah. I really just feel like that they have seen like the success of like the Mr. Beast stuff and
yeah,
like Squid
yeah,
Game, and it's like, oh, people like it when you just do an instant elimination. That's exciting. It's like, that's a
yeah.
different show.
I know, I
That's not
know.
this
Like, yeah,
show.
next year we're gonna do like 25 people when we
Yeah.
start.
Hmm.
So
And
that
like,
way,
yeah, those casts have like 300 people on
I
them.
Don't give
know
them any more ideas.
exactly.
Stop talking.
Yeah, yeah, like 300. That's a big number.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna start
Let's
with.
squeeze them all into one house and see who can survive.
Oh,
Yeah.
that draft would take forever.
Yeah. So no, I mean, I'm hopeful. I hope it gets better. I hope but again, I think it takes something like this for people to really start tuning out and to be writing letters and posting stuff all over Twitter and being angry for them to pay attention, because it does feel like they're tone deaf. It seems like they have just stopped listening to their fan base that made this show popular. And that's a sad thing. I mean, when the alumni are speaking up, let me tell you,
Hmm.
like, when that many alumni are speaking up about something, like, it takes a lot, because alumni generally, sure, will complain about things and criticize here and there, but universally across the board, when we're all saying the same thing, like, it's
Mhm.
obviously a problem. Why? You want people that want to play in that game. If I was a viewer and I saw Big Brother, I'm like, oh, I want to play that, I want to play that, and then I watch something like this season, I wouldn't want to go on it. Like, I don't want to play Survivor. Like, put me on any other show than that. Put me on Survivor. I mean, I'm not doing something that I'm walking into thinking it's one way and then finding out 60 days later it's not what I thought it was. So
Right.
now that we've turned it into a comp show, it's become the challenge. Is it going to be around? I don't know.
Listen,
So I
and
mean, it's
Survivor played around with this at one point, that they
yeah.
had something called the do or die when they came
Did
back
they?
for the new era.
Oh,
And they had a thing where the person who comes in last in the competition had to then at tribal council open one of 3 boxes. And I believe it was that there was one box that you were dead, and then the other 2 boxes you were safe, or it might have been the other way around. But you basically
yeah.
had to do you picked a box, and if you had the box that had the skull in it, you were out of the game. You lost. They did that for 2 seasons back to back. They got rid of it. They never went back to it. So
Really?
Mhm.
Were fans like livid over that? Because
wasn't even the thing they were the most mad about in the season.
really? Oh.
But they came back from COVID with a lot of crazy ideas, and they
Oh,
kind of
that was post-COVID.
post-COVID
Man,
season.
that's what
Yeah.
happens. You lock people up in a house, they start thinking about all these great ideas they got for the show. Like,
Yeah.
I know how we'll make it better, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But so
yeah.
hopefully that they
I mean,
can.
hopefully, I'd like to say a come to Jesus moment, but with Julie Chan, I don't think we can say that anymore. 'Cause she's
Godspeed.
just, yeah, Godspeed.
Godspeed.
Oh my God, please. Can we just stop with it? Stop. I mean, I don't care. You can be a Christian, you can be whatever you want. Like, great. but let's keep it out of Big Brother, guys. Let's just have a show that is agnostic. We don't have to hear about anybody's religion.
Listen,
If it's in
if
that
we
house,
could
you want to talk
keep
about
the
it, great.
twists out of the show, Julie could do the whole show in like a nun costume. It's fine.
Oh man,
Bless the
don't
contestants
give
with
her
holy
any
water when they
ideas.
come out of the house. Whatever you want to
Yeah.
do.
Where a husband has another scandal, she might be in a nun costume. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that out loud, did I?
It's fine. You're fine. You're
Yeah.
venting. You're venting.
Yeah.
You're probably
guys
not going to
listening
get
to this,
that
don't
finale
tell anyone
ticket
I
now.
said that.
Yeah.
It's between us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Brendan, thank you for coming back on with us.
Of course.
We appreciate it so much. And
Well, I appreciate you guys. I mean, I think this is a little bit of therapy for me. I think the last few days listening to all you guys' podcasts, echoing the stuff that I'm feeling, but you know, when it's my wife, it feels like it is personal. So you don't want to be a sore loser and be upset. But I think everything that you guys have said is dead on, because it was a very disappointing end to what had become a decent season. I mean, the gameplay was horrible. It was chaotic, and we do like messy, so I can't complain there. But it was getting good, and it was getting better, and it's like just got some good momentum, and then it's like they pulled the rug out from under us. So, and now I don't even, like I said, I don't know who goes home on Thursday, but it's probably going to be whoever you don't want to go home. So, whoever you're rooting for is probably going home. So, and then even Keanu, does Keanu have life in this game? Does he survive? Like, what does he do?
We'll see.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
see.
everybody in the chat greatly appreciated you popping in tonight.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, and thank you guys for all the love on the apps too, and the social media, because it is helping make it a little easier.
Okay.
So,
all right,
and we'll look forward to Rachel on Thursday. I guess that is now the highlight of the episode.
Yes.
For the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Brendan.
Yeah,
Okay?
absolutely. Thank you guys.
All right. Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Okay. All right. The great Brendan Viegas back with us again. And thank you so much to Brendan. Let me thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast, our friends over at Manta Sleep. Of course, that there's been so many things that maybe we don't want to see now on Big Brother, and no better way than to avert your eyes with a Manta Sleep mask. It is adjustable, has all sorts of premium features. We used it for a new function. My wife's birthday party had a piñata over the weekend, and we said, hey, where's my Manta Sleep mask? Because it's a 100% blackout. You couldn't see a thing as she was trying to whack a unicorn filled with candy cigarettes. But enough about our party time. You can get a great night's rest. There's been a lot of sleepless nights for Big Brother fans, not with a Manta Sleep mask. Go to mantasleep.com. Use promo code RHAP27 for 10% off your Manta Sleep purchase. I feel like that we barely got to catch up tonight. What else did? Was there anything else from the episode that you two saw?
I did like Will talking about the spread at the White Locust. That was fun.
Him going beelining straight for the food.
So relatable.
That was,
And
that was a
alcohol.
good moment. No alcohol.
He did say put a word with management. I was like, that's fair. I would do that too.
Talk to Tyler about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think, I mean, the only other thing that I can say about this twist is the fact that maybe this is, it's a controversial move to get people talking about it, right? We see this as a marketing strategy.
The rage bait.
Rage bait, right?
10 out of 10 rage bait.
Exactly. That's the only sort of thing that I can think of that would be, going and justifying this. But still, it is rage bait, and that makes it frustrating.
You think that maybe there's some sort of meeting at Paramount where they're like, okay, so Big Brother 27, how things are going? And they're like, well, people are talking. Our social channels exploding, okay? We are trending everywhere.
Exactly.
But-
just don't read. No, don't read it. Don't read it. But like, look how
look
many
at the
tweets.
What is
hashtag.
What is
Look
this?
at the ranks.
Stop.
What does hashtag no Rachel, no ratings mean?
Yeah. What is this like? These hate Big Brother comments.
The counter
ironic.
argument
What does
I have to
ratings get a
that-
life vest mean?
That's great. That's a good one.
Yeah.
But
Not
like,
a
if
Rob
they
original.
wanted that,
Yeah.
if they wanted all those, if they were looking at it like ratings, like a good sign,
Mhm.
they wouldn't cut feeds anytime something controversial happened. You know what I mean?
Fair.
That's maximizing the engagement on stuff like that. So to me, this was their hope was, well, it's probably not going to be Rachel, so anybody else leaving will live, will be fine. And then they got this, which is the worst case scenario. But if they're choosing to look at it from a silver lining, they're like, well, social media has been off the charts.
That's what I'm saying. Number of messages.
Yeah, but it's like the numbers shot up after Friday night. They're going to plummet after Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like ultimately,
it's going to get very sleepy.
It's going to be a drop. Sure, exactly. We're going to have that crash after the fact. But I mean, look no further than the house guests who are in the house who survived the twist, talking about how bad it is. Too,
oh my
right?
God!
Literally, and this goes back to what Brendan was saying, where it's universally panned.
Like they survived it. They did not go home. They have a 1 in 8 shot. Some of them 1 in 7 already shot of $750,000, and they're like, what is this game? Social doesn't even matter. It's all about competitions.
But also,
I didn't sign up to do this. This is what it is
exactly.
now.
Then
why
they
should we even talk strategy?
And then, yeah, exactly. Then they live in fear of what the next random roulette is going to be. It's going to send them home. So it's, I mean, look, we've said it a million times. We can say it again. Like, this was a bust.
Yeah.
Not in a fun way.
Yeah, I said I'm ready to move on, but I am a professional, and I will be back Friday morning to talk about it. Thursday night.
Well, okay.
So it ain't over yet.
We'll see, assuming that we get the live feeds on
Thursday
night.
Yeah.
So that just to
Month
look
of
ahead
mayhem.
to next week and how things may play out. So I believe tomorrow night, Sam, correct me if I'm wrong on anything, 90-minute episode Wednesday night. We're basically going to have to catch up like the whole week of nominations, the veto, everything of, whatever, like replacement nominations, the veto ceremony. That's all going to take place in a 90-minute episode on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we will have a battle of the block and another eviction. This Sunday night, once again, for the second week in a row, Big Brother will be preempted for an awards show as the Emmys are going to be on CBS. Nate Bargatze hosts the Emmy Awards on CBS.
You saw him live?
What's that?
You saw him live. That's the
I did see
comedian
Nate
you wanna
Bargatze
smell
live. Yeah. And I mean, I'll be watching the Emmys on CBS, but there will be no Big Brother Sunday night. And then I believe on Wednesday and Thursday, we will have back-to-back nights of 2-hour episodes. So we don't know what next week holds in store for us. Presumably, we've been thinking, okay, there will be a double eviction on Thursday night, September 18th. But could there be another instant elimination from the mastermind in the month of mayhem during the 2-hour episode on Wednesday, the 17th?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, because it wasn't just this, this 1 week. It was a month of mayhem, which does make me feel like there's going to be more shenanigans along the way, not just in the way that the episodes are organized, but with whatever twists are going on in this house. And, to think that the season ends in what you said, 3 weeks?
Yeah, but less than now, right?
So,
we're about to get there. Thursday. That was Thursday, I think it's 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get rid of people.
It'll be 3 weeks from Sunday.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Sunday night is the finale.
Yeah. So
the 28th.
I don't know. I don't know what the month of mayhem brings, because it sounds like White Locust wasn't that. That's not all that it was for offer. Can I also say how stupid it is that the whole season begins night 1 with the mastermind saying, and for my final plan for the night, I add this next house guest into the house, my choosing. Rachel Reilly enters the house, and then his stupid ass twist takes Rachel out also. So,
but no, the
17th
house guest was the accomplice, was Amy. Pooya, were you even paying attention? Rachel was the 16th house guest.
Yes, I remember that, but he also brought her in, though, right?
Yeah. Amy had to bring Rachel in, right? Like, had to unlock all the stuff to get Rachel in the house.
He had to earn her place by doing all the stuff.
Okay.
No, bro, this is
know what?
This is
Who
this
cares?
used to be a show.
Yeah.
What is? Yeah. Anyway.
All right. How about this? Okay. So we got the White Locust as a parody. Do you think that we'll get like any other pop culture phenomenon from the last year? If anything, could we get like some sort of like jellyfish game? Like, could that be another mastermind original?
Honestly, if we're gonna follow this logic, yes. It's going to be called Jellyfish Game or Octa Game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I just assumed that White Locust was try to get Mike White to somehow get involved. They were like, Survivor can't have him. Look at us. Hey, we're parroting you. Pay attention to us too.
This is classic Big Brother. White Lotus came into the scene 2 years ago, and they were like, "Now."
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
So
there
we're
was
on
a
they
season
do
of White
that.
Lotus on this year, so I'm just trying to
That's
think of
true.
any other shows that could be.
No, Jellyfish
Squid Game's a good shout.
That
Squid
would be
Game's a
good.
great shout for a parody, especially because it's also or maybe they save that for next year when they repeat the same twist. They're like, that's what we use.
I mean, it's also a bit of a Mr. Beast call out too, if they feel inspo from him, So
Mr. Zingbot.
Yeah.
Mr. Sting. Oh yeah,
Like
where's Zing?
Mr. Janky.
Mr. Least is gonna come in and then eliminate somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Okay.
Mr. Least
All
is
right.
hilarious.
Anything else about this Tuesday night debacle that we'll never forget?
Yeah, debacle's a good way to
Yeah,
put it.
Severance maybe.
Mhm.
Oh, Severance would be a good one. Mhm.
Year too
Mhm.
early. Probably next year,
Yeah.
maybe.
Hey,
Mhm.
hey, the Emmys are on CBS, so we've got to hit all the prestige shows.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Do you think that Nate Bargatze will come in and host the veto competition?
Do you think he'd be into that, Rob? You've seen the man perform.
I think it would be very funny. I don't think he really knows what Big Brother is.
Oh, that would be even better
So
though.
that'd be even better. So you get,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
very special Emmy crossover. So we'll see. All
Cross
right.
promotion.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, let me tell you about what else we have going on here. Of course, we had our Rachel Reilly was robbed, and
Mhm.
we brought together a bunch of podcasters to talk about all of our feelings. I was messaged by a few different people of like, Rob, can you do something to let the people know how upset we are? And so we put that together. If you missed it, check that out. Our show from Monday. And then right after that, we went right into the slop with Maggie Morgan. It was a slop that I know Maggie Morgan will never forget. I saw some clips floating around on social media, and it was one of the wilder slops we've ever done.
Wow. Okay, I haven't checked it yet.
Mhm.
I'll get back
That's
to you.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
I'm thinking of some
intrigued.
wild moments that have happened. How is this going to top all of those?
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So be sure to check that out. Earlier today, I got the chance to talk about the Australian Survivor versus the World finale. I know Pooya got the chance with Chappelle and Mike to talk to Shannon on Sunday, but I finally got the chance to talk with Shannon about my thoughts on the finale of Australian Survivor versus the World. That is up as well on our YouTube channel and at robisawebsite.com. What's going on at the Pooya and Liana Lounge?
That's us.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to hear more from us and hear more about what we're doing, both reality TV and otherwise, we actually just recorded an episode before this. We talked Big Brother. We talked AU versus the World. We talked about him being weird.
Liana, Rob, do you plan?
Okay.
No. Let me ask
I
you
want to hear
something.
this.
Let me ask
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So,
fine.
Rob, when you're eating a sandwich,
Yes.
do you strategize which is the next bite you're going to take when you're eating said sandwich?
I do strategize many things, but I think I'm just sort of like vibing with the sandwich.
That's my guy. That's why you're the GOAT. That's why you're the best.
I plan my last bite.
Yeah,
You
do
want
the
it to be
most.
the best bite. Okay.
It is sandwich time. You turn your mind off during sandwich time. Anyway, we talk about that and more over on the lounge. And
Mhm.
also, Clam is just as needy on the lounge as she is here. I was getting messages from podcasters being like, tell Liana to pet Clam because she was being so
She
needy.
was depriving.
Yeah.
I know. Is that Mama's working?
Mhm.
But no,
Yeah.
we have a lot of fun on the lounge. Definitely check it out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
well, where can people find the Pooya and Liana Lounge?
robswebsite.com/lounge. You can find the video over on this very YouTube channel. And you can find, if you were once subscribed to the Masked Singer feed, it's in that Masked Singer feed. It's in the Reality RHAP Ups feed or the We Know Reality TV feed now rebranded. So you can find, it's a lot of places to find it. And also, absolute last case scenario, if you still don't know where it is, contact me on all socials. I got you.
Okay. And then also, Pooya has got some more fun stuff going on because it's the Traders Ireland. And of course, we make it so easy for people. I know so many people just watched Australian Survivor versus the World, but did you know we also make it so easy for the patrons of Rob as a Podcast to watch all the international seasons of The Traitors? And so, Pooya, we are into week 2 of The Traitors Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as of tomorrow, myself and Annabelle are getting together to record week 2's coverage, episodes 4, 5, and 6. But I'll speak on specifically the one we've already recorded. The podcast was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
This is a very fun cast. This is a first season of a franchise that's already established in other countries. Is always interesting because there's clearly people who have watched the other ones and are coming in with ideas of what they want to do. And there's clearly people who have no idea what they've signed up for. So the mixture is always great. Siobhan as the host is absolutely killing it through 3 episodes. Like, I genuinely, I said it on the podcast, I no longer can rank who my favorite Traitors hosts are because they're all doing splendidly. So if you are looking for a void to a way to fill your reality TV void now with the way this season of Big Brother is going,
it's a good time.
That is
jump
my
in.
recommendation.
Yes.
Yep.
And I have enjoyed so many English-speaking seasons of The Traitors in 2025. I look forward to adding another one to my list.
Yeah. And this is, Rob, this is kicking off our Traitors off-season.
I mean,
no more.
we're hot and heavy after this because I saw today, was it Reality TV Updates had the Traitors Canada premieres October 21st.
And that is not the only Traitors season English speaking that's launching. Our Celebrity UK also coming in October. So we're booked, busy, blessed, and getting a lot of Traitors. So check them out.
Okay. And then also Brendan talked about it. You could follow Brendan. I bet when Rachel gets out of the house, I bet she's going to pop up on Chat BCC. Might as well get in now. RobHasAwebsite.com/VIP chat. You could join for free and see what all the reality stars are saying. You can see when Brendan tells Turner, not today, Turner. Plus, all the Big Brother stars are ready to talk about The Amazing Race as well over on Chat BCC. You can join it for free at robswebsite.com/VIP chat. And thanks to our sponsor for tonight's episode, our presenting sponsor, Manta Sleep. Get 10% off at mantasleep.com. Use promo code RHAP27. Okay? And anything else fun coming up for you guys?
Just check out the PAL.
Yeah, check out the PAL. Personally, we're having a good time here in Minnesota currently. Everything's been smooth sailing, nice. And find me on stream when I'm not podcasting. I'm on Twitch for /Pooya. We have a fun time there, so find me there. And no, other than that, listen, we're all working to help each other get through some of these hard seasons of television. Sometimes it's a lot easier said than done. Sometimes a lot easier to digest. But at the end of the day, we've got each other, and that's what matters, doesn't it?
Yeah. All right.
Love each other.
Love one another. Okay.
Love one another.
Let me give a special shout out to the First Lady of Podcasting, who will be celebrating a birthday in 46 minutes. So happy birthday to Nicole, of course. I'm sure is watching 2 hours into the Big Brother recap here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks so much to Brendan once again. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye. This is RHAP. We know reality TV.